meaning we're going to stick to the rule no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
because there's actually something else that we need to look at. Legalists, what they do is they operate only at the level of rules and detach them from principles. It's like, no matter what it takes, we have to follow this, and not think further. And that gets people into trouble, and sometimes you may encounter people like that, like, I don't know, in a store or in school. For example, you're like, you need to take this course. It's only offered this semester. If you don't do it, you're not going to graduate. It has to be this course. And it's only going to be offered 2 years from now. But you've taken all the other courses, you're supposed to graduate this year. So that person doesn't want to make exceptions, because that's a rule. But the principle behind it is, what is the institution for? To provide learning for you, to equip you. So it's not about the course, it's about more of that. There's the principle behind it. So an appropriate solution would be offer another course that would substitute, that would do it for that, or take it independent. It doesn't have to be the class, like do an independent study on that. So again, those are just ways of thinking about it. It's like, if you get fixed on the rule, you get stuck. Yes. Yes. Although I'm not saying that rules are bad, because we need that. Otherwise, you're left with chaos. Yeah. Yeah. So now we're going to go to the fourth one. What is the ground of meaning level? That's sort of where the principles are based on. So the basis for truth-telling is your commitment to Jesus' commands. Let your yes be yes, you shall not bear false witness, or people are made in God's image. But what do you base your commitment to Jesus' command on? The basis is Jesus. It's your conviction about the character, activity, and the will of God. What you know about God, what your commitment is to God, that is the basis. It's not a principle, but it's a person. That's who your basis is. There's nothing underneath or deeper than that. If Jesus is the Lord of your life, that's who you trust. That's it. That's rock bottom, ground floor level. And for different people, for people who are not Christians, it could be different, right? If it's not Christ, what is their bottom level? It could be like their own happiness, or another God or something. I don't know. Can you guys think of an example? Like, why would some people do good and serve other people? Why would that be if they're not Christian?
Because they have like
Benefits.
So,
Benefits, yeah. So that's sort of just an example, because you're going to get something, so you do this.
It's not selfless.
Or it's not based on, your Christian convictions, on what Jesus has said.
like Buddhist, like if you do good as much as you can go to heaven.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's that rock bottom belief of Buddhism, and the principles are behind that, of doing good. Any other ground there? I guess I just find it interesting, because this allows me to think through how people think, and what it's based on. Because sometimes people can say the same things, but they're actually coming from a different place. And it's hard to thresh that out unless you're talking in the same wavelength. You're not talking, if one is talking rules, the other is ground of meaning, then it's harder to communicate. In the Bible, Jesus says, love our enemies. And the reason he gives is so that you may be children of your Father in heaven, for he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. So what's the ground of meaning level there?
God loves everybody, not just even your enemies. And he does good for everybody. They get benefit.
It's like, as children of the Father, that's what you do, right? And because the character of the Father, what's the character of the Father? He benefits everybody. He makes the sun rise on both the evil and the good, and sends rain on the just and the unjust. So out of God's character, his provision, he's able to give to everybody. Likewise, that's sort of the basis of the stance of loving our enemies. So the basis is sort of God, in a way. Is that sort of interesting, or is that clear?
So love our enemies is the principle.
Yeah, that's the principle. There's many ways to love our enemies, so
And
those
that's
are rules.
the rules.
And then the ground of level is, it's God's character, it's God's nature. So that's something we do as children of God. Jesus says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God." Again, it's sort of similar. Sermon on the Mount, there's other things there. Jesus, the ground of level meaning teaching is God, God's mercifulness, God's knowledge of our needs, his care of the lilies of the field. Because in that verse, which you all know, why did Jesus say, "Don't worry"?
That was about clothing, right? The lilies, they're clothed in beauty.
Mm-hmm. Because God takes care of these lilies, God clothes them in beauty. So did he say, so why worry about what you wear? Why worry about what you eat? Again, the reason is God's care. That's sort of the ground floor. So these are sort of examples. Because bottom line, God's character and actions are the basic ground of meaning beliefs. Is anything in here sort of could be applicable anywhere? Can you think of ways you can use it? Or is it like, I'm the only one interested in this and I just wanted to present it?
I'm trying to connect chapter 6 with chapter 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't do the best exegesis there, so. Yeah, so you can, my goal is to explain the model, so I'm not gonna be super strict on.
Well, God's merciful, and we need to be merciful to other people that maybe, to help other people.
Yeah.
And be merciful as well.
Maybe sometimes we don't do good because we worry about ourselves.
Yeah.
What about me?
Yeah.
I should help you? No, I'm not going to help you. God says, he said in his word, don't worry, you may share or help him.
I got my own problems, right?
We do hear that a lot.
Yeah.
We do that.
Like Bonhoeffer and Reinhardt, they lied because to help others,
Right.
not for their own benefit at all. Right? So it's just to help others, to help us, to save lives, to do that. That's not. It has nothing. They have nothing to gain from that.
Right. Well, although they do have in a way, Bonhoeffer is a covenant with God and a covenant with the people he's taking care of,
Right?
as opposed to the Gestapo who doesn't have a covenant anymore
Right.
with the Germans because they betrayed the German people. They're making them, or whatever their propaganda was, to hate Jews. So,
Well, they didn't just like lie to them. They also like took risk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
yeah, to try to actually assassinate the Führer. So that's even another step. So now you go to
No, I mean like they took risk as like if they would find out
That they lied.
it would be
Consequences.
yeah
right.
executed too.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, they're acting on their ground of meaning conviction. It's and your covenant with God and covenant with other people. Because now, the Germans are no longer the Nazi Germans are no longer people they need to tell the truth with, because they're actually against life. They're against the people. They're against whatever God is, or whoever, what is for God. So these are just the drastic examples of what can happen. And same goes with Rahab, right? It's a totally different. There's some similarities, but yeah, because the king is not for God. It's something else. So, okay. Any other thoughts? Okay. I thought I didn't have any more charts, but it says the reign of God is at hand. Repent, therefore, and believe.